and reach for the stars, wild ones. It's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Libra tarot reading for April 2021. Okay, so before we get started, I've got to remind you that this is April 1st is just a couple days away. That starts my Kickstarter for my brand new book, the Spirit, Totem, and Power Animals, the complete book of animal spirit guides, a 700-page 9x11 full-color book. It's the most comprehensive book on the subject anywhere in the world. There are 300 two pages each, animal descriptions that will bring you in closer relationship with your animal allies and nature. There are prayers and intentions. There are articles about sigils and talisman and how to create them, and there are sample interpretations and all kinds of information about numerology and color theory and just, everything that will go into you more easily recognizing and more easily being able to come again into deeper relationship with your animal allies. Kickstarter begins on April 1st. The link is in the comments below. Please, please, please do yourself a giant favor. Get this book. It's discounted during Kickstarter only. You'll be so thrilled when you get this book. All right, here we go. On to the tarot card readings. This is, oh, Libra, your zodiac sign. I can't even tell you how I love the chicken has come for you. Inverted. It's nutso. So here we go. Okay. So, chicken symbolism and meaning is all about working, in crowds and being, fitting into the pecking order and all that kind of thing. But when you turn a chicken upside down, first of all, they squawk like heck. And second, my enduring love of mimicking animals. And, inverted cards and reverse cards can be read a lot of different ways. And the meaning of them being inverted or upside down can mean different things to different readers or different people. I tend to think of it oftentimes as the challenging aspect of whatever that animal or tarot card is. And so when I take a look at chicken for you, Libra, you are I balance. That's your motto, is I balance. So something being completely inverted is always going to throw you off whack. But chicken is working with your zodiac sign this month to tell you that maybe your efforts to nurture your social network and find your place in the larger group effort or pecking order is going to bear taking some extra time to take a look at, to help you be more effective and be more comfortable, feel more safe, be where it is that you want to be. Now, chickens are super social animals, right? But they're also bold and they don't hold back. They will assert themselves as they find their status in the crowd. And again, once the pecking order is established, the collaborative work begins. Now, we humans don't really like to think of things in our world as having a pecking order because, of course, everyone has rights and everyone is equal and all of that. And that's fine. It's just not true. And what that means is this. Even though, yes, it is true that everyone is equal, and of course everyone deserves equal rights, and of course everyone deserves equal opportunity, pecking orders still exist. We're trying to work through them as a society, and I think we're doing, for what it's worth, my opinion, I think we're doing a great job. Could it be better and could it be faster? Of course it could. But pecking orders have existed in humanity for many, many, many millennia. They're going to exist for a long time to come, and it's a very natural thing in the animal kingdom, not the human animal kingdom, but the animal kingdom. And so when you take a look at this card and it's inverted, it doesn't diminish the meaning, but it can indicate a potential that's not being fulfilled or a delay that's taking place. And this may be a really good month for you to examine whether you're really giving yourself enough of a platform to have your voice heard. Really what that boils down to, y'all, I'm from the country, right? And so everything's pretty simple in the country. It either is or it either isn't. And so here's the bottom line. If you want to be at the top of the pecking order, then you better fulfill your potential and take your place in that pecking order, because nobody's going to turn around and hand it to you. It's just not going to happen that way. You're going to have to snatch it. Kind of like how you have to snatch eggs from underneath a hen. Man, we used to have the meanest hen. My family used to have the meanest hens. Those Rhode Island, Rocky Red, whatever they were, woo, those little girls. Libras are so sensitive you guys, as y'all as a zodiac sign, you don't tend to be the most assertive people because you like everything to be balanced. But man, Libras make some of the best leaders. Truly you do, because you can see the balance and you can get a group of people to come together and work in harmony. It's like, well, here, I always keep this in front of me. My magic wand, it's like you say, bibbidi bobbidi boo, and that's it. Everybody's like you're orchestrating, right? It's crazy. You know, trombones, air instruments, poof, everybody does their thing. So that's this month for you. And if you accept, you know, you got to ask yourself, are you accepting the rules of a group or crowd without question? And if so, chicken, especially inverted, may be trying to indicate to you, and as a spirit, totem, and power animal, you got to scratch beneath the surface, and it's time to make your own opinions known, right? Chicken may be trying to tell you not to hold back and that you can be a part of the group without acquiescing or bowing down to the attitudes of everyone else. And again, you might be being called to make some adjustments to your ideas and perspectives so that you not only aren't going to be overrun by groupthink right now, but you can also be mindful that the shared collaborative goals are a part of the group. So the major planetary action this month for you, Libra, is not taking place in your sign of Libra, but a number of important aspects are shaping up in signs that are in opposition to your sign, specifically in the sign of Aries. So Aries is your opposing sign. And what that means is the planets transiting Aries trigger events in your life in a way that causes you to question and confront your assumptions and work harder to reconcile conflicts so that you can integrate those important lessons and become stronger and wiser. Then for your zodiac sign, in the beginning of the month, up until about the 20th, a majority of planets are lining up in Aries. The Sun, Chiron, Mercury, and your ruling planet of Venus is joined briefly by the moon, which will be aligned in Aries, and that's going to bring tension and intensity. You may need to feel, you may feel the need to take a break from crowds and do things on your own timing. And though you're not really typically a self-serving or selfish person, you may suddenly feel compelled to disregard what others think or feel and act in your own best interest. And this is completely out of character for you. So this can create, like this dynamic, this energy can create an internal struggle that spans for a few weeks. And you may start to dream about going out on your own way and not caring what others think, while also feeling bound to the desire for approval in spite of your desire for independence. Oh, look, it's the tipping of the scales. Imagine that, Libra, right? So this can lead to resentment if you're not stepping back to really examine your own boundaries. And chickens are pretty good at that. Let me tell you something. They are groupthink. Really, they are the collective. But a chicken will let you know when they're not happy. Oh, they will let everybody else know when they're not happy either. So the intense energy and focus on individualism and personal ambition can actually become a needed boost that helps you find your own autonomy in relationships. And being a Libra, you don't have to worry about becoming inconsiderate and abandoning others. It's just really not in your nature. Yet this could be, it could be a time of a little bit of tension that compels you to get out of your comfort zone and do what's right for you, even if you don't have the approval of others at first. Yay! Yay for you! Go Libra! Go Libra! Go Libra! And this energy is particularly strong on the 11th through the 13th because your ruling planet Venus is coming into conjunction with both the sun and the moon, and this encompasses the time of the new moon, and that can be a great time for you to break away from insecurities and doubts and embark on something new and refreshing. Lord, my country's coming out. And refreshing, and also personally challenging, and you love challenges because you're so smart. So April 2021 is a month that, will yes, call for you to speak up more for yourself without worrying about the need to placate others. And then on the 15th, Venus enters earthy Taurus, which gives a very nurturing and stabilizing energy to this planet. So you may feel like being pampered or looking for tangible signs that others love you. Don't let your insecurities play with your mind. And if you don't see the evidence right away, don't do the super freak. Just try to create an atmosphere of love, affection, and nurturing for yourself. I'm hearing wine. I'm hearing a sauna. I'm hearing chocolate. Yes, that's what I'm hearing for you and the whole world. So by the 20th, you may feel dramatic shockwaves in like your financial and romantic life because it's all about the Venus, right? So Venus comes into conjunction with the unpredictable and intense Uranus. Whoa! And Uranus is rebellious and brings much needed but completely uncomfortable changes to the surface. So don't try to fight against change in progress. Be open and try to let it go now. Then on the 27th, through the end of the month, Venus remains in a lineup with other planets in Taurus, and that comes into an opposition with the moon right around the time of the full moon. So jealousy and suspicions, that might be signaling out signaling that something's out of balance, which is going to spin you. And, just don't make the assumptions. Just sit with the discomfort and go deeper. Reflect on what really may be driving your fears now. When you take a look at chickens, as a spirit totem power animal, no animal likes to be cooped up. And it, as big as a chicken coop may be, it's still a coop. They'd rather just roam wild. Although there are a lot of dangers to that. Chickens, the natural predators for a chicken is just pretty remarkable, and they're really not safe outside. What's not being told to you is that through the month of April, for this particular tarot card reading for Libra, it's not being said that you're not safe. What it is saying is that just like a chicken, let's say that let's say you're given free range to run around the barnyard. Attrition, the picking off of the hens, the picking off of the roosters, that is going to be an inevitable thing every single night for anybody who lives in the country. Coyotes, raccoons, owls, they come and they pick them up. And even at that point, chickens don't act as a group. They just kind of all scatter to four corners of the wind. And so what I'm psychically picking up for you, through this intuitive tarot reading for you, is that with a chicken turned upside down, you're going to have even less of your natural defenses to draw from, which are not, you may have a black belt in whatever, or, maybe you're what do they call them? Mixed sports, whatever, fighting artist or whatever, where you can do like a billion different kinds of the fighting sports. Okay. But there's always somebody bigger and there's always somebody badder. So really, it's just a call for you to definitely check out your pecking order, definitely claim your place in that pecking order. And more than that, definitely, if you know that you want to be at the top of the pecking order, then that's it. You just have to make it so. And that will require you to speak up. And listen, I've read 65,000 people at this point, y'all. So I've got a lot of data to base my knowledge of zodiac signs and their personalities and the things that, repeating patterns that, or stories that go on from this Libra that I read 5 years ago to this Libra that I just read yesterday. And it's like that with all of the signs. And by and large, Libras don't step up and, make their voices heard because there's an intrinsic fear of the discomfort of what if what they say tips the scales and everything goes cattywampus and out of balance. Okay, but under your leadership, and I really feel like for any Libra that's listening to this right now, I feel like you are definitely being called into a position of leadership. And so to fully step into that, you're going to have to be comfortable with things being out of whack for about that long. And then with your amazing gifts, you're going to be able to get everything right back into balance. So I hope that was helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do yourself a favor and get on over and register. It's free to gatheringofmystics.com. Those are my own private forums. Moderated, and we talk about all kinds of things, dreams and zodiac signs and spirit and totem power animals and tarot and pendulums and all forms of divination, all kinds of energy healing. And we've gotten so blessed over there because it's already got hundreds of people in it, all with these great conversations. It's just a really special pack of people. That's why I call them the Wild Pack. And then also, please remember, April 1st through April 30th is my Kickstarter for my new book. You must have this new book. 700 pages, all color, and I will be 300 spirit, totem, and power animals and tons of different things about working with them. And so I will be going through and dropping the link once Kickstarter gets it to me the next day or so. I'll be going through and getting the links and putting it in the comments, and I'll be sending it through email and all of that. So all of that being said, what is the most important thing this month and every month? To do good for animals and to stay wild.